need a separate podcast called Something to Fix.
Nobody's a normal person.
There is no hack. I think the hack is to accept that that's who you are, Evan.
I'm gonna say, can you measure my resting physiological arousal? And they're gonna know what that means.
Your brain.
I feel like there should be underwear that teaches me how to be a better human. For now, Tess is my underwear. She's gonna tell me how to be a better human.
I'm dreaming, oh, I believe in this dream I've been dreaming, oh, I'm dreaming, oh, I believe in this dream I've been dreaming, oh.
Howdy.
Wow,
How are you?
Look at that. All sunshine and rainbows and Australia in the house. Look at that.
Australia is in the house. How are you? Happy Saturday morning to me. Happy Friday evening to you.
You're very chipper for Saturday morning.
Yeah, well, it's not 7 a.m. Thank you, 16 hours time difference. It's now 9 a.m.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Are you still having coffee? I'm having my water in a Starbucks cup. Cheers.
Cheers to you. Cheers to you.
I like how your
Do you
mug
like my
says
cup?
Tess. That's great.
It says several things. It says creative spelling of my name is Kickass. And the English meaning of my name is harvester.
Harvester.
I don't know who made that up, but that's just stupid.
Wow. Harvester. I don't know why, but
Do I reap what I sow is the question.
I feel like I just went very dark in my head for some reason.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I went
there's also the Stephen King. There's all sorts of Stephen
the
King.
harvester of souls. I don't know. That's where I went. I'm just.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the harvester of sorrow, which was dark enough.
Oh, sorrow. No, souls. Like you
Souls
harvest
is even
souls.
like, what's
Yeah.
up there?
Yeah. I
Or
think
down there.
there's a new League of Legends champion that came out that kind of does that. So maybe that's where maybe it's in my head. Maybe that's why. Maybe Tess is
Harvester.
not.
Yeah. It's a bit close to Reaper, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bit close to Reaper.
Yeah. She collects souls. Yeah. Anyway.
No, I collect hearts and minds.
Wow. Okay. Harvester
I just
of
made
hearts.
that up too.
Harvester of hearts. That's better.
A harvester of hearts.
Better than the harvester of souls.
Yeah, that's a bit grim.
Dr. Tess is here to change my life.
Oh.
You love these intros, right? The intros are the best.
I so love them.
Yeah.
For my birthday, can you please just get a string of those put together?
Is it your
My birthday
birthday?
in January. No.
Oh, okay.
January. It's going to be a big grown-up girl's birthday too.
See, I don't really care about birthdays.
You don't? I kind of do, and then I kind of don't. And then on my husband lives in fear of getting my birthday wrong.
Oh.
So I won't say anything, but he'll be like, stuffed up. So I don't think I care about birthdays, and then I obviously do.
Right.
I think we all do, really. Evan, why don't
Really?
you care about birthdays?
I don't
You
even
care
know.
about Nina's birthday.
Kind of.
Oh,
Listen, neither of us remembered how many years we've been together. I think it's great. Because we're
yeah, but that's not the
celebrating.
same as a birthday.
Well, whatever. I never remember how old I am. When people ask me how old am I have to think back to what year is it and then how old I am. I've gotten it wrong.
Yeah, I've gotten it wrong.
I told
Really
people I
wrong.
was 38 when I was 37. Like, oh, wait, I just gained a year. I'm actually now 39. I'm going to be 40 next year. It's like,
We're 10 years apart.
Okay.
You're older. I'm joking.
I don't know. I don't think
You're more grown up, that's for sure.
I'm more grown up.
Okay. You
And
maybe.
I'm way more immature.
Well, totally. We know that. I've just been listening to you and Mark. I spoke with Mark Drager yesterday for our podcast. And so for some reason I thought it would be fun to listen to you and him this morning.
Okay.
Because our episode that we recorded last time hasn't come out yet. So I didn't have any homework to do. So therefore I was listening to that and now I can't remember. Oh yes, you mentioned that I said you were 13.
Yeah.
That's why I mentioned that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how is it going? Your revisited teendom. How are you finding that?
Oh, it's great. I feel like
It's very fun.
I'm always in it. I feel like I'm always in it.
Yeah. So you get up when you like.
Oh my
You
gosh,
stay up late playing. You stay up late. I know. I want to talk to you about that. You stay up late playing League of Legends. You're recording rap songs.
Yeah.
Right. Right. You know, like this list is getting a little long here.
This is great.
If you were 10 years old, I would be wondering about a midlife crisis. But I think you're just not quite out of the teen years yet.
No, I'm never going to be. No, it's great. Just before this, I was working on my Twitch page because I have to stream for 2 hours a day on League of Legends.
Why? Is my first question. Why do you have to do that? Who said?
Well,
who's going to take your soul if you don't?
So here's the thing. So I sponsored my first League of Legends athlete. Okay. I play in the game League of Legends. I play a guy named Timo, and my dog's name is Timo. Like this is legit. I'm heavily invested. But I was playing like twice a week. You know, a game is maybe 35 to 45 minutes long. So I was playing twice a week.
Yeah.
And so I sponsored my first esport athlete. His name is Manko. He's one of the best Timo players in the world. So I suck at the game, right? I'm like way down on the ladder. He's top 200 in North America. There's a huge gap. There's a chasm. And he's teaching me Timo. And he said, you know what? He's asked me, how often do you play? I don't know, once or twice a week. It's like, that's not enough. You got to play 3 times a day. Like,
gosh, you know, it's sounding like social media. You know, if you want to post twice a week, it's not going to work for you. If you want to post 3 times a day, you might actually get better.
It's like everything else, right? You got to practice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. Great. I'm going to do it. And then I decided I was going to stream it too. So I've been working my Twitch page. I have 100 and something followers now, like 104 followers on Twitch. I'm very excited. I love starting over so much. It's so great. I did my first live stream and one person nobody showed up my first one, and like one person showed up my second one, and we're slowly building. I got like 7 on the last one or 15. I don't know. This is so good. It's so much fun.
This is so good. This is so good. I love this. You know, the whole starting from scratch thing. You know, I love that people just assume that because you've got a following that everything you do, or everything, not you personally, but you know, everything you touch turns to gold. And it's not true. You're always starting from scratch. If you're starting something new, you're always at the beginning.
I mean, it's going to turn to gold.
Well, yes,
of course. But I'm not even telling people about it.
Not like, ting.
Oh yeah, not overnight. No, but that's the best part. No. I mean, I could easily,
you got to earn it.
Boost it. I could just post everywhere. Hey, follow me on Twitch, and you know, I do a little bit, but yeah, it's fun. It's super fun. I love it. Anyway, so so he said, if I want to get better team, I need to play 3 games a day. So most days I've been able to do that, unless it's been, you know, some evening party or something chaos that happened. But most days I'm able to do it. So and I stick to my sleep routine.
So let's talk about this sleep thing, because it's been chaotic from what I can see of your.
What? Are you serious? What do you mean? I've been posting every day. Just one challenge. It's not chaotic.
Yeah.
That's chaotic.
No, you're posting. No, you're posting every day. That's not chaotic.
Okay.
The sleep is still a bit unsettled from what.
Oh, come on! What? There's no way. I have like the best sleep of all time here. What? I mean, okay. Last week was crazy with my rap and all that stuff.
Oh, maybe I'm still thinking about that.
Okay. Well, that was crazy. I mean,
but you're through that now. You're through that now.
Yeah. So that song was. I played a song. It kept me up. Lyrics would come into my head, and I decided I had to write a rap song. And I got out of bed at 3:30, and I wrote my rap, and I sung it, and I filmed it, and we released it the next day. So that was crazy. Yeah. And then the next night, I still had the song in my head. So I went to bed on time, but I didn't sleep well. I didn't get up though. But every other day, I'm in bed 10:30 to 11, and then I wake up at like if the sun hasn't come up, I don't get up. I hate this, but it's become the new challenge. Yeah, everybody's pushing like beat the sun up. I'm like, no, I gotta stay in bed until the sun comes up.
You're so stubborn.
What? I'm following your advice. This is like I need to get.
I didn't tell you to lie in bed and be cranky.
Well, I'm not cranky. No. This is how I get my self-pride. I feel amazing that all I want to do is get up right now and start working. It's gonna be amazing. But no, I'm gonna stay in bed because I haven't got my sleep fully yet. I gotta wait for the sun to come up. So let's go. Yeah, I'm getting 8.5 to 9 hours.
Do you feel like? Yeah, this is good though. Yeah, and do you feel like it's making a difference? Are you noticing any change, any benefit?
I'm not as tired, but I'm not that I was tired, and it's not that much more than I was getting, right? I was still getting 8 hours a night anyway. I just was unhappy that I was sleeping 8 hours. But now the doctor says I need to sleep more than that, which is even more frustrating. Unless like last night, Nina got up in the middle of the night to pee or something, and it kept me awake for another 45 minutes. So it took me longer to get back to sleep after. But minor, like I'm not getting up. Apart from the wrap, like in the past 4 weeks, I don't think I've gotten up at all. And I sleep, no alarm clock, wake up past the sunrise coming up. It messes up my morning routine a little bit, but okay.
Okay. And is it changing what's going on at the end of your day?
Not really. I mean, it was pretty consistent with it's usually 10:30 to 11. Cool. I'm in bed. It's just I'm sleeping later than
than you
I normally would. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're as productive or more productive?
I don't feel more productive. I'm going to be honest. Like I might have a little bit less tiredness, but I'm not, I wasn't sitting here yawning. Like I don't know that I'm more productive. Nah, I don't know. I feel like I'm less productive.
But that wasn't the goal, was it? That wasn't the goal.
Well,
productivity wasn't the goal.
Right,
you wanted to feel less tired. The reason you went to the doctor was because you were waking up feeling tired.
Well, the reason I went to the doctor was I wanted to be able to sleep less. Like something's wrong with my sleep, and that I'm sleeping 8 to 8.5 hours, and I still am tired. I'm not exhausted, but I'm tired.
Yeah.
So how do I fix that so I can sleep? Not crazy. I'm not trying to sleep 4 hours a night, right? Like, but how do I get to 7 and be amazing, right? That was why did I go? That's why I went. And I got the opposite advice. Basically, you can't do anything, just sleep longer. Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Sleep longer. You know that we have like sleep cycles. Did they explain the sleep cycle to you? Did they talk you through that? So we have these sleep cycles, and if you wake up, so this is why, I know Mel Robbins talks a lot about this, but this is why hitting the snooze button is not a good idea, because you fall back into a deeper sleep, and then you interrupt your next sleep cycle pattern by then the alarm going off again. So it depends on how much sleep you get if you go back to sleep. If you get a full sleep cycle, then you're probably going to be okay. Well, you will be okay. You'll most likely feel refreshed when you wake up. But if you're interrupting a sleep cycle, you're going to feel tired and sluggish.
Right. Well, I hate
you're waking up at the wrong stage.
Yeah. I hate the snooze button for a totally different reason, but when
I'm a snooze button fan, don't worry.
Oh, really? Like that's
but I do it differently. So I will wake up naturally, and then I'm not actually in a deep sleep when the alarm goes off. So I wake up naturally, and my alarm then is just a reminder that it's time to get up, and so the snooze button is a reminder that it's time to get up. So it's just that little bit of time for me to just lie quietly, but sort of half awake. So I don't go back into a deep sleep. I hate that feeling. See, I can't nap for the same reason. I can't have an afternoon nap for the same reason. I actually feel sick. If I have an afternoon nap, usually I wake up feeling sick. It messes with me. Yeah. Like we talked about before, sleep's related to all sorts of systems. So, yeah. But, if you're feeling less tired, that's a really good thing. And so then it's just a matter of tweaking. I guess. It's a matter of then tweaking what works for you.
I want 7. I still believe it's out there, right? I'm still going to do what I'm doing. I just want to wake up naturally after 7 and be fully energized and ready to go.
Why not just sleep as much as you sleep and be more efficient in your day?
I feel like I'm fairly efficient in my day. I agree with that. I think people who hack into their sleep and say, I need to wake up an hour early. Like you're telling me the 16 hours that you're awake, you're actually super productive, and that 17 is going to make you a magical unicorn.
The magic hour,
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty productive during the day. I'm pretty productive. Could it be more? 100%, for sure. I mean, everybody can.
Yeah.
But I still would love to get, I think if I can get 7 hours and be fully ready to go, I'm open. Like maybe I need to go full vegan. Maybe I need to, stop drinking water. No more water. That's the solution. Dr. Tess told me. Maybe I need to.
Don't you dare say that. Oh my gosh. Even my 8-year-old will tell me, Mum, you can survive without food for however long, but you can only survive without water for X number of days, whatever it is.
I believe that there is a better hack. Like either it's nutrition or something.
Who would you consult? Who would you consult for nutrition advice?
I don't know. Right now, I'm kind of just giving up on it and just moving on.
So you would consult a dietitian. The correct answer is dietitian.
No, dietitians. I mean, whatever. I'm not going to slam dietitians. Well, that's like saying you should consult. Like there's a chasm. There's a chasm between Dr. Tess and every other psychologist, right? A chasm.
Okay, I'm not allowed to agree with you on that. And now my dog is knocking at the door. Let me answer the door to my dog.
Chasm. Giant
it's not a chasm. It's not a chasm. No.
It's not a chasm? What is it?
It's a level playing field is what it is.
Wow. Okay.
But we're all different.
Well, hold on. Dr. Tess posted on her Instagram about how she's a psychologist of the year in Australia.
No, finalist. Finalist.
It's just a level playing field. No, so it's the same thing with a lot of. I think that's the same in every industry. But I think there is people can call themselves something, and it doesn't mean that you're world class at it. So
yeah, this is true though. It's true. So I was talking about this with somebody recently about how people name their businesses, and if you're not careful, you set yourself up to disappoint your market before you've even started. So if you want to call yourself the Business Coaching Centre for Excellence, then you better damn well be excellent. Otherwise, because people are expecting you to be the best because your business is called something that infers authority and excellence because it's in the name of your business, right?
Yeah.
Now, if that's a great motivator for you to be excellent, then awesome. Go be excellent and be that centre of excellence. But if you just think it's a clever marketing ploy and then you're going to coast along on your coattails and not be excellent, then you're screwed before you even start.
Business wisdom from Dr. Tess.
Yeah. Now that's a different playing field. I'm not on a level playing field there.
Chasm. There's a chasm. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to write it down.
That's where the chasm is.
I'm going to write it down.
What are you writing down?
I'm writing down. No. I already know there's a chasm. I don't need to remind myself of that.
I'm still getting over you calling me a soothsayer to entrepreneurs globally.
Did I say that?
That was what you said last time. No, that was what you said when I interrupted you and Mark's podcast. Your and Mark's podcast.
Oh, okay, great.
That was hilarious.
Awesome. Hey, I'm
getting that on a T-shirt. So I want that on a T-shirt for my birthday. Are you making a list of birthday presents for me, by the way? Because I want that on a T-shirt.
Better than Harvester of Souls. Yeah. That's for sure. Okay.
Yeah. Soothsayer to entrepreneurs globally. # Harvester of Souls.
I think the diet-sleep connection is something worth examining.
Okay, so we know there's a gut. We know there's a gut-brain connection, which means we know that there's a gut-mood connection, and there's a growing amount of research around all of that relationship between the gut and mood and mental health and so on. So what we're less, I think we still exist in a world where we compartmentalize everything. And we say, oh, well, it's just sleep, or it's just this, or it's just that. I still have clients who will come to me in my psychology practice referred by their doctor for assistance with depression after having their baby. And then they'll say to me, oh, can I just also talk about this thing that's bugging me at work? It's like, right. Yeah, of course. You're not you're a jigsaw puzzle in a metaphorical way, but not in a literal way. Like you're not this piece of you that I can look at in isolation and then this piece of you that I can look at in isolation. It all goes together. What's going on with your relationship? How are you eating? How are you sleeping? How are you talking to yourself? All these bundles of bits about an individual person, they all feed into each other and impact how we function on a global level. There's actually in a diagnostic framework, there's an underutilized element. I think psychiatrists are more conscious in their use of this element of diagnostics than a lot of the rest of us are. But there is part of one of the fifth element, I think it is the fifth element of the old diagnostic scale. It's changed a bit. Was global assessment of functioning. Like, how is this person actually functioning overall? Are they screwed? Are they actually doing okay despite what's going on for them in their lives? So, this is that whole relative thing. You could be suffering the most extreme trauma but actually doing okay, versus someone who's had some work stress but really not functioning at all. Like that's just been the last straw that broke their camel's back.
Right.
How did we get onto that? I don't know. But
Listen,
thanks for
Dr.
pushing
Tess
that
goes
button.
down. She goes down rabbit holes. I like it.
I went down that rabbit hole.
So here's the thing, like it's sleep. So, I mean, I don't eat past 8 o'clock. Everything I eat is, healthy, mostly home cooked, except for Saturdays. But during the week, it's, keto, healthy, mostly organic, home cooked by Nina.
Yeah.
My room is set to cold. I have a chili pad. I sleep on the acupressure mat before going to, like, all the stuff, right? So like, I don't want somebody to say, oh, just like, yeah, I know the basics. I want the one who's like on the cutting edge, like the chasm. You're way out here. Who's that? So it's whatever. I could find.
You're not going to be happy until you're going to bed with electrodes sticking out your brain with a little switch that you can press the off button, and then you'll sleep, and then someone else presses the on button at 7 hours exactly, and then you're right for the day. Yeah,
I mean, but my mind's not racing at night. I mean, the rap exception, yes, get up and do it. But the evening routine with like stopping eating at 8 and watching a show with my wife at 9 and taking the dogs out for 10 and coming back up and winding down, and all the lights are off and like little red lights around the condo. So there's no blue lights in our face and all that stuff. So I go to bed and I'm not thinking, oh my God.
You have red lights?
Oh yeah.
You have red lights?
Yeah. Even this is
you
weird.
Really have.
Red light filter on my screen. So like sun is.
And you're calling me the harvester of souls?
Yeah. It's actually pretty scary. Like
I'm just imagining that.
Yeah. So I mean, red light filter on the computer, on the phone. Like I don't know if you can see that, but it looks pretty red. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
So once the sun goes down, this is weird because I have these bright white lights on me just for filming this. But then there's in every room there's a little thing that goes into the wall. It's just a plug with a light on it that auto detects when the lights are off, and then it beams red. So if you walk around at night, you'll just see red light everywhere. You're in some crazy, yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, on the streets of Toronto, people are pointing and going, "Is that some kind of bordello up there?"
Yeah.
Just in Carmichael's apartment.
It's Evan Carmichael. Yeah, exactly. Don't worry. He's legit. He's a weird duck. Yeah. All that stuff helps, but I'm not lying in bed like, oh my God, I got to do this, right? Usually I'll email myself, and that'll be if an idea comes, email myself because I'll forget it, and then I'm good.
Yep.
The rap, it just kept coming back. Okay, whatever.
Yeah. And look, I have moments like that too, where there's an idea, and I'll do the same thing. Actually, I'll reach for the phone, email myself, and then I can go to sleep. But yeah, I don't get rap stuck in my head because I'm not 13 anymore.
Well, it doesn't happen all the time. I mean, people are asking when's the album coming out. It's like, it's not. This is done. Like this is a one-off thing. That's it. It's out of my system. I'm ready to go now. Yeah.
The album coming. I love that. That.
The album?
I just think it's really sweet. I think it's really cute. It was such a cool song, so people are really pumped and they want more. I love that. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, my hardcore fans love it. I think other, strangers may think it's super weird, but whatever. I don't care. I'm proud of it. I'm happy.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's cool.
So sleep diet connection. I got to find who the person is.
Yeah.
Or something else. Like all of the sleep stuff I'm doing, at least I feel I've read a lot about it. I've made videos on it, setting up your environment, all of it. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And it helps, but.
Yeah. But if you're going to think about your diet, I think I've said this to you before, you eat really healthily, and I know that you follow keto. It might well be that keto, I don't know. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a nutritionist or any of those things, but it might be, for argument's sake, that keto isn't the right thing for you. It might be that there's something missing in your diet because you're on keto. So, all of these diets and eating systems, if you like, they don't all suit all people.
Well, this is where I need the expert who has because yes, but I mean, I did the blood work. I'm fine on iron. Like iron deficiency is one of the big things for people. Yeah. I'm fine on magnesium. I'm fine on all the trace minerals. What was the other thing? There's so many things. I mean, I don't have caffeine past 2 o'clock. Like all the stuff. That's why I don't want to just go talk to a dietitian. She's like, oh, just do this. Like, I'm already doing that. Come on. Like, where are you an expert? Let's go.
Okay.
I got to find that person.
Okay.
So I had a question for you that I wrote down.
Sure, go. Serious question.
But I'm trying to remember. I was very excited when I emailed myself 13 days ago about this, waiting for our next talk. I think it was the day after our talk that I then emailed myself. Right. So here's what I want to talk to you about. We've talked about staying calm and present in the moment, and not thinking about the past. And when I'm super focused and having conversations, I'll often get a tick with my ears, or with like I'll fidget with something, like I'll play with my ring.
Yep. Mm.
I don't know why I was so excited about that. But
is that a question?
I wrote. What did I write? So this doesn't even make sense. But basically, how am I present and calm if I need to be like, I need to have a tick, or I need to have something in my hand playing, or I need to like have a cup of water and drink it. It feels like it's the opposite of calm and focused.
Okay, because for some people, that level of stimulation is what keeps you calm.
This keeps me calm, okay.
Well, so keeping your body, and I'm sort of treading a little bit more on territory, a little bit outside my expertise right now. But some kids will get very, very fidgety, and it can be a sign of tiredness, and it's what's keeping them alert. So our body's agitation can be it serves a number of purposes, is what I'm trying to say. So for some kids, overtiredness means they'll get fidgety. You see it in the classroom with kids fidgeting, their feet are bouncing under the desk and things like that, and they're fidgeting and they're trying to keep themselves alert. It's not a conscious thing, it's a subconscious thing. You'll see for other kids that it's and for adults too, that the whole fidget thing, it's about concentration. It enables you to quieten everything down so that you can concentrate. So it's a sign that you're concentrating for some people. So it sounds like it's the opposite, but it's actually, if you think about, I remember I had this great lecturer at university who was talking to us about the law of initial values, and he was talking about how when joggers are running, and they keep running, like when you start running, your heart rate increases, right?
Okay.
And the more they run, the more their heart rate increases. Now, it can't keep increasing because otherwise it's going to explode. Yeah. So eventually will plateau. And fidget's kind of like that. It's like it's not a distraction. It's actually your brain is sort of registering all of this activity level, and at some point you're plateauing, and it's actually a sign that you're keeping yourself calm, or keeping yourself focused, or keeping yourself concentrating. I noticed that the first time we spoke.
That I was fidgeting with something?
You weren't fidgeting while we were talking until you stopped recording, and then you had your fidget spinner going.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I actually don't like, where is it? Where's my fidget spinner? Oh, here it is. Okay.
And then
it bothers me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, there it is.
Also from League of Legends, this thing.
Yeah, also like so 2016, my kids would say.
I don't care. I'm still 13.
I know you don't care.
13 for me.
Oh, that's right.
1993, friends. So.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So it could be that the energy level you exist at requires that little bit of energy release. That might be linked to your sleep thing too.
The energy level that I exist at. This is some wild stuff. This is some wild stuff we're getting into. What energy level do I exist at, Dr. Tess? This is some interesting.
Your natural resting state. So your natural, like the level of physiological arousal.
That's not as exciting as the energy level that I exist at.
Mm-hmm. I'd rather use language that gets you excited by what I'm saying. So your natural resting state of physiological arousal just might be, that was really sad.
Yes,
was that a tear? Was that a tear?
That was a tear. Yeah, that was a tear. That was crying. The energy level that I exist at, I was very excited about. Like, wow, let's dive into that. Okay, anyway.
Yeah, metahuman.
So, right? Chasm.
Yeah, right.
So
you're secretly the Flash. I know.
So my natural resting spot is what?
I don't know. We would need to hook you up to stuff. Yeah.
I'm open to that.
And this would be, you know, we're talking brain here.
Yeah.
Okay, but what's the
that's not my gig.
Theory? Oh, okay. That's not your gig? We're talking brain, that's your gig.
Yeah, but not all of everything to do with the brain is my gig. I mean, psychology is a very, very broad profession. And yes, the brain has a lot to do. You know what? When we studied this stuff at uni, there's all sorts of things about when you focus on what's going on in your body. We did some cool stuff, and this is where biofeedback comes in. Have you ever done biofeedback? Because I know you don't like relaxation, but you might not mind biofeedback. Like you can actually, by focusing on your heart rate when you're hooked up to all the equipment.
Yeah.
Noticing your heart rate will actually increase your heart rate. And so it's a natural response to being able to see what your heart's doing, and it actually makes it go faster. But then you can actually concentrate on skills to bring the heart rate down, and you can watch it happening. So biofeedback is actually, you know, getting the biological feedback of what's going on while you're doing these things.
Okay.
So actually pretty cool. So you can find a biofeedback practitioner or a practitioner who utilizes biofeedback in their practice, and use some skills to actually notice your heart rate coming down. With your resting physiological arousal level, that's it's not something I can just say, oh yeah, you're a this. It's not like a personality test on the internet.
I'm a what? You're
a
what?
Or a that.
A what?
This or a that. A this or a that.
Or this or that. Okay, like what are you saying? Okay. Okay, wait, what does that mean though? I'm a this?
No, I'm saying I can't just say you're this or that.
You can't just say you're this. Oh, why? That's what
I want.
Yeah.
It's not like a personality test on the internet. It's not like, oh, right, you're a Capricorn. That's not how it works. It's not how it works. It's very much more a there are other professionals who do a lot of work in this area too. Like occupational therapists do a lot of work, focusing on this sort of stuff, and they would look at observational information, so things that they can observe in what you do and give you some strategies around, okay, so awesome, and input into what does that mean? What does all that fidgeting mean? What does that mean in relation to your sleep? What does that mean in the relationship to how you wake up? All that sort of stuff. There's a bunch of people, professionals.
So growing up, I used to have crazy fidgets, like uncontrollable.
Yeah.
And almost OCD, like I had to do it like 4 times or 20 times or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Blinking, I had to blink, like if I blinked, then I had to blink 4 times, not just once, or I had to not step on the line or whatever. I don't know why that went. That's when my parents took me to see a child psychologist, because they thought it was like, and did we get the results? Did we talk about that? We did way back, right? Like why they took me, and I don't remember but I remember I looked at ink blots and what do you see? Oh, I see a butterfly, and then played Monopoly with the person, and apparently from that they get some diagnosis. Anyway.
Yeah.
When I'm you got something on that? Oh, okay.
No, I'm listening.
I'm just now making it more macro, in that when I'm doing my best work, I'm usually like doing something active. So I'm on a trampoline, right? Like I'm doing something active with my body. So it could be on the computer with the keyboard, but I'm not typing here. So I need like the fidget spinner on my ring. And if I don't have anything, then my ears start going. It felt to me like this is the opposite of calm. Like I pride myself on being in the moment and just with you, and I'm not thinking about anything else, which is true. But then why am I like doing this? I'm like, oh, I gotta ask Dr. Tess. This is great.
Yeah. So on a neurological level, so we're getting better at understanding the neurological spectrum of how we function as human beings. So you're hearing a lot more now in the media around people who describe themselves as being neuroatypical. So we think about, the autism spectrum disorders. We think about ADHD. We think about dyspraxia, which my older son has. We think about all of these. There's a whole swathe of conditions, if you like, that some people meet criteria for, that fall into this basket of being neuroatypical. But we also have to remember that this is a spectrum that we all have elements of. You think of a sound engineer's desk when you're sliding the scale up and down. Neurotypicality exists on that scale. From you can slide. You might be down this end, or you might be down up that end. We've all got elements of. We all have the capacity to be a bit obsessional at times. We all have the capacity to be a bit fidgety at times. We all have the capacity to be a bit rigid at times, to varying degrees. And it's the constellation of all those elements that leads somebody to be within the category that meets a diagnosis. For you, I think I've noticed you talk about this before. You were an anxious kid, you're a fidgety kid, you describe yourself as a weird duck. There's all of that stuff. Whether or not that would have met diagnostic criteria in childhood for anything in particular, who knows? Because we're looking in hindsight now.
Right.
A child psychologist or a child psychiatrist may come in and gather that history from you and go, look, this looks similar to X, Y, or Z.
Right.
How's that impacting your life now? Well, actually, it's not. It's super functional. The way you work, the way you are, the way you live your life, it all works for you. And you are constantly tweaking things to make them better. Not because they're super bad and you want to fix what's broken. There's nothing broken. You want what already works to be even better.
Yes.
You want to squeeze that last bit of gold out of everything. So you want everything to be even better. So the fact that you require that physical motion, that's a neurological thing. There's a neurological reason for that. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with your brain. It's just where you sit on that. Oh, you so want there to be something to fix.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like biggest growth.
We need a podcast. We need a separate podcast called Something to Fix.
This is it. This is the episode. This whole series has been Something to Fix.
Something to Fix.
Something to Fix podcast. We should change the name. Well, because I think the biggest growth comes on the other side of blind spots.
Well, yeah.
I want people
to point out
if
you really wanted to talk to somebody about all of that, what's your handwriting? An occupational therapist would look at a whole range of things, like what's your handwriting like? How did you go learning to tie shoelaces as a kid? Were you clumsy? So many elements to that neurotypicality scale, like where you sit on that spectrum. And I think an OT, an occupational therapist, would be a good person to talk to get some input on that. But it's not a problem for you. It works for you. So it ain't broke.
Well, yeah, but then you
stay
in mediocrity. Like that's the thing. If it's not broken, don't fix. Good is the enemy of great, right?
No. What I'm saying is the fact that you fidget isn't a symptom of you being a broken individual.
But it might be. It might be, right? Like it could be.
If you want it to be.
Well, this is why I got so excited. It's like, maybe this is actually the big unlock. Like, maybe I could be even more focused if I wasn't doing this. Or maybe, I don't know. Anyways, and it sounds like I'm barking up.
I think it's linked to why you don't like it's linked to why you don't like meditation.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Because I think these things are related. I think they're related. For some people, active relaxation strategies induce anxiety. So it's the right thing for the right person.
But I can do meditation. I can sit down for half an hour.
You don't love it.
What?
Didn't you tell me you don't love it? Or it doesn't work for you? You told me it doesn't work for you.
This came to me after years of trying it out. I didn't understand why it wasn't working for me. It was explained to me. And listen, a bunch of and I've meditated with Sadhguru and like the best of the best. A number of experts said the problem with you is that I'm always meditating, and part of me believes that, but I don't want to believe that because then you don't get better, right? Then there's no other unlock. But somebody explained to me, I forget who. Sorry, I can't give credit. There's one meditation that's about mindfulness and being present and staying focused and not being distracted by the birds and the whatever, right? Yes. That's what I'm doing all the time. Like that's easy to get to. So I can sit and meditate for an hour and it's fine, but it just feels like an hour went by. I could chew a cookie and not swallow it for an hour and it turns into gum. Like I could do that. That's super easy.
the mindfulness part of it doesn't resonate with me because I'm just naturally, I don't know if it's naturally or just I've trained it. I'm super focused.
Yeah.
The other part of meditation that I haven't accessed is the other realm of consciousness where you sit down for an hour, but it feels like
meditation.
Well, there's forms of it. There's forms
Yeah.
of it. It's like, it's a different state of consciousness. You're changing your state where you sit down for an hour and it feels like 5 minutes. I've never done that. I can sit for an hour, but it feels like an hour.
Yeah. You were born in the wrong decade.
Well, I mean, so this is the now, like when people say that they can do that, it's like, ooh, let's teach me, show me how to do that.
Yeah.
I want to learn how to do that. I've never felt it. I believe it's possible. I believe people do it. So the mindfulness and being present.
Yeah, but it's not that people and it's not that people do it and you're doing it wrong. It's that some people are naturally inclined to it. So some people, my hand is in the air here firmly. Some people are really easily hypnotized. Okay. You want to see something funny, get someone to talk, someone who knows what they're doing, to talk to me and be secretly embedding hypnotic suggestions, and I'm gone. That's it. Over Red Rover.
I need to learn these techniques. And then what, you would pass out, or could I make you talk like a chicken?
No, it's worse than that. So I was at a workshop on hypnosis once with a bunch of psychologists. We were working together in a prison. So this is when I worked in a prison setting, and we all went off to this workshop around hypnosis. We were interested in hypnosis. And one of the presenters, there were 3 presenters, one of them was a dentist, and he was talking about how he would use hypnosis to assist with pain management and bleeding control. Like the research around hypnosis and bleeding is really interesting. Sorry, don't pass out. I know you get queasy.
Yeah, don't pass out.
Yeah, right.
Nina won't be happy.
Yeah.
She's right here with me.
Yeah. Catch him, Nina. So he's talking about this really, really interesting research. And then he starts to go off on this slight tangent. And he's talking, and the research that he was talking about was so interesting that we're all fully engaged, right, in what he's saying. We're right there. And then he goes off this tangent, and then it goes a little bit more tangential, and then a bit more, and then a bit more, and then all of a sudden I'm sitting there thinking, I'm hypnotized and I can't do anything about it. And I remember feeling this full-on well up of anger, because there was no consent, there was no warning, there was no disclosure that this might be part of the presentation.
Wait. So like you're sitting in your body with a conscious mind, but you can't move it?
Yep.
That's
and it happened to someone. It wasn't, but it is. Yeah. So one of the other psychologists that I was with, that I worked with, she and I both had the same experience, and then he later, brought us all out of that. So he had very deliberately done it. He had very deliberately, and this was his strategy. This is how he did this.
Right.
And so he then talked us through. So some people, now the rest of the people that I was with, I think there were like half a dozen or more of us. There were only 2 of us out of the group who went under.
And is that legal?
It's totally unethical. That's why I was so angry.
Unethical,
totally
but
unethical.
Is it legal?
He didn't get us to do anything. Yeah, and he brought us out. Yeah, I don't think there's anything illegal about it, but I thought it was totally unethical.
Okay. Okay, but so some people are more naturally inclined than others. I get it. So staying focused is naturally easier for me. But the other one
focused is easy for you. Yeah, so getting transcendental in any form, I'd be interested. I know you did see a hypnotist, didn't you? You did that on the channel, and I haven't seen that video. How did that go? Like, were you easily hypnotized, or did you just talk to her about hypnosis?
No. So we talked about it, and then she did it to me. So I mean, it's over the internet. Her internet went down at some point too, and so.
Not ideal circumstances.
Something. No, I didn't. I felt like if I still wanted to get up, I could get up. I just felt really relaxed. I was conscious the whole time of what I was thinking about. I felt really relaxed. Yeah. But if I wanted to move my arm, I feel like I could move my arm.
Yeah. So hypnosis is really, really just very deep relaxation. That's what it is. And and so some people are more susceptible to that than others. So in the 80s, in the 80s, I was very much into anything alternative, crystals and all that stuff. And anyway, I used to go and see this past life regression person who would take you back. And had some wild experiences of, being taken back. But really what they were doing was hypnosis. And really what they were doing at the end of the day was deep relaxation. And because I'm super, super vulnerable to hypnosis and to deep relaxation, it was a wild experience. It was fantastic. I had very, very vivid stories that I was telling them about these past existences. Who knows what that actually was? I love telling this story over a dinner party and a glass of wine. But it's at the end of the day, it's deep relaxation. Other people, it would have not had any impact on,
right?
Because they aren't as susceptible to that. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the level that you naturally function at. That physiological arousal level. We've all got a natural resting state.
What did you say before though that I love so much?
I can't remember now.
Oh, it was so good.
The natural state of being or something.
No, it's way better than that. Anyway, okay.
Yeah, but I did call you the Flash. So,
okay,
yeah, so it's different for everybody.
But so even if it's really hard for me to access compared to normal people, and being present is super easy compared to normal people. So just because it's hard doesn't mean it's not possible, right? So
I love the way you were comparing yourself to normal people.
Right.
So you're not because you're not a normal person.
Well, the average, right? Nobody's a normal person, but
exactly. That's right. I was just curious to know where that. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so compared to the average, okay, so yeah,
it's harder for me, but it doesn't mean that it's not possible. So
yeah,
so I'm very open to that. I'm very open to finding that person, and we've tried many times, but I'm not stopping. I'm very open to finding out how to do that and how to access it, because I'm very curious about it. But how do you tie that? This whole meditation conversation started around like this. This is connected to. So what's the
well, it might be okay. So where I was going with that was some people find relaxation strategy, so actively engaging in relaxation will induce anxiety. So some people need to be at a higher arousal level. Some people need to be in control. And so for some people, it's a feeling of loss of control if they're too relaxed. For some people, it's a feeling of relaxation is more akin to boredom, and boredom is a stressor. So feeling relaxed feels too much like boredom, and so therefore it becomes very stressful. So there's a number of reasons why relaxation won't work for certain people. And so your natural state of arousal, physiological arousal, is that you need that constant stimulation. You're stimulation seeking, not in a risk way, but in an alertness kind of a way. That's your way of relaxing, to put it in loose terms.
Okay.
You can kind of think of it like I'm trying to think of it like an electrical, oh gosh, if my husband was here, he'd have this awesome analogy for me to use, because he's an electrical engineer. But it's a bit like a surge protection kind of thing, where you have, no, I'm not even going to go there. It's going to be a bad example.
It's the best. So but what's the hack? Like always have something
energy
around me?
Discharge. There is no hack. I think the hack is to accept that that's who you are, Evan.
Well, no, that's good. No, this is great. Like that's who I awesome. Uncovering and how this is the whole thing. How do I be more of who I am and discover more of who I am, so that I can live that even more? Yeah, that's great. So it's the hack to be more Evan. That's what I'm looking for.
The hack is to be more Evan. So to accept that, I also want to pick up on the whole mindfulness thing. So mindfulness is not meditation. Mindfulness is not meditation. So when somebody says that you're constantly in a state of mindfulness, what they're really meaning is that you're very, very present in the present moment. You're very you're not being dragged off mentally to something in the future that hasn't happened yet, or something in the past that you're stuck in. You're very present focused. Now, active mindfulness is actually drilling right into, at a sensory perception level, where you are right this minute in time, like what your elbow feels like resting on the bench, and, what your jacket feels like on the back of your neck, on a sensory level, what you can hear, all five senses. So that's like a mindfulness technique to drill into the present moment. And they're really useful strategies for people who struggle with being in the present moment. But you are mostly in the present. I mean, that's why Mark and I joke so much about your memory, because you're so present focused.
Yeah.
That when and you talk about this openly, when something is done and dusted, it's gone. You don't store it in the same way that other people hang on to things. You've moved on.
I lost my phone 5 times
to
yesterday.
5 times.
Yeah, I didn't know where it was. 5 times. I'm proud of it. Like, it's the best. Because I'm so present, like what I'm doing right now, that I don't remember what I did with my phone.
Yeah.
It bothers me a lot.
Yeah.
Just can't believe this guy.
Yeah.
But
I'm with you, Nina.
Tess says she's with you. Yeah, it can be a little annoying at times. But
yeah.
Wow, a lot of noise. Come on, Nina.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
I'm very
My husband is the same.
Yeah.
Like my husband leaves for the office and I count down how many seconds it's going to be before he comes back in the front door because he's lost something or forgotten something every day. I love him to bits, but that is, yeah.
So present focus, but a lot of people, so I don't care about getting caught into definitions of things. A lot of people who do meditations are focused on just mindfulness and presence, and they call that meditation. Whether we want to call that meditation or not, whatever, I don't care. But a lot of people who practice meditation, that's what they're doing. It's just mindfulness and being present.
Yeah.
So I've never stuck to a meditation routine because I've never felt the benefits of it.
No.
The sitting for an hour,
and that doesn't surprise me about you. That doesn't surprise me about you.
But I want to with the at least experience the I've only been sitting for 5 minutes. This is wild.
Yeah, I think that relative time distortion.
Yeah. You don't think I can do it? It's not valuable for me?
I'm not saying I don't think you can do it. I don't know that. Yeah.
My mind is too different to handle it.
No. You can't handle it, man.
Can't handle it. I can't take it. I'll fight it.
You can't handle the truth. You fight it. No, it's not so much that. It's more. I think it's related again to people's natural affinity with meditation, deep relaxation, hypnosis, that sort of stuff. Some people are more akin to that. I think back to when I was, seeing those people for those inverted commas past life regressions, i.e. hypnosis/deep relaxation. I'd be with them for an hour and it actually felt like I'd been with them for a year because of the story that we were uncovering under deep hypnosis. So, so relative time distortion, that's just an altered state of perception, if you like. Time is relative. We can get a whole, metaphysical about that. Whether or not you're capable of doing that, sure, you do it all the time. How often do you lose track of time because you're so engrossed in something?
Yeah, no, that's true. But not just by sitting down. It's an active process. I've never got it by just, I mean, apart from sleeping, of course, but by sitting down and meditating or just being relaxed or just putting on music, I've never lost track of time. If you're asking me to do videos or talk to you or play a game of League of Legends or do something active, sure, easy to lose track of time.
And that's why it's so linked to the fidget stuff. It's got to be active. It's got to be active for you to feel that it's.
So I'm constantly meditating. That's
your zone. That's your zone.
Because I'm always active and doing something, so then I'm constantly meditating. Wow.
That's keeping you conscious. Some people study better with music on. Some people need total silence.
Ooh, so that's good.
There's all sorts of different elements to how we function on a, I guess it's a neurological level. And I feel compelled to apologize to my neuropsychology colleagues because I may well be, paraphrasing atrociously, but, let's roll with it.
Well, what I love looking for is, you're an expert and trying to find pattern recognition to say, well, if you do it here, then maybe you should try this because it might work out in, this other area of your life, right? So, figured out what works for me, but then that could be.
So what happens on Saturdays? On Saturdays, when you and Nina are having a fun day, and you're doing fun stuff. And I know it's your mission on a Saturday to always surprise Nina with something.
Yeah.
Do you fidget much on a Saturday? Like, are you still fidgeting with things on a Saturday? Does time drag, or does it go super fast on a Saturday? Do Saturdays feel like they never last long enough, or do they seem like really long days? I mean, what does Saturday, because it's different to your working day, what does Saturday feel like?
Well, so no day feels like a really long day. Saturday, in terms of loss of time, like there's been a few Saturdays where I'd say, wow, we went to go do that this morning. It feels like it was last week, but it was this morning because we've done so many things by the end of the day that, oh, we were at the beach this morning. That's crazy. I don't remember. Like, it feels like it was. Nina looks at me and is like, no, it was this morning. Like, I don't know. To me, it felt like it was last week or yesterday or something. Fidgeting. So fidgeting for me will happen usually when I'm thinking. And so that's often when I'm with somebody else or just trying to find an answer to something myself. So if we're out, we're doing the thing. So I'm usually not like in deep thought over, it's more like, what are we going to do next? And make sure we're enjoying this thing and, filming for Instagram or whatever. I'm not really in deep thinking mode. In the planning of the Saturday, I might. So if I'm thinking, should we do that or do this? I'll be researching it and I might like, which one do we do?
Yeah.
And I'll think about it.
Yeah.
And in thinking mode, I hate music. But every other time, I love music. If I'm in deep thought, I need silence and I need like something that helps me, or pacing or something. But all other times, I love music. And I don't fidget. So Saturday is very rarely like deep thinking.
You don't fidget when you've got music playing? Is that what you're saying? When there's music, you don't fidget?
No. When I'm just in active working mode, I usually don't fidget. It's when I'm in deeper thinking mode. Yeah. So conversations like this,
because
you're making me think. Well, it's just also how I'm accessing. I think it just hits a different part of your brain, and like I don't know, I'm just making stuff up.
No, that's true.
When I'm actively like, I could be working like when I do League of Legends, I'm using my brain. I can get lost in it, but it's not deep thinking like, oh my God, what am I going to do? When I'm doing Photoshop work, again, same thing. I know I need to do, and I'm playing around with the tools, but it's not deep thinking. If I'm thinking strategy, or I'm having a conversation, or I'm trying to help somebody, or I'm getting ready for a presentation, that's more deep thinking work. And then I can't have music on, and I need like I'll often just be like this, trying to think, what am I gonna? How do I solve this problem?
Yeah. So getting back to that the spectrum idea of where these things sit. Where do people fall on the spectrum of this sort of thing? Most people would do something like what you're describing while they're thinking, fidgeting with something. Like that's not an unusual thing. That's pretty common. But I do think that overall you function better when you feel like you're being stimulated, like that naturally higher resting state of arousal is probably, it might still be within the ballpark of the normal range, but I think you're probably at that upper end there in terms of your resting state of arousal.
How do I use that? How do I like take that in knowledge about myself and apply it to crush everything in life?
I feel compelled to refuse to answer that.
Over to you.
I don't know. I don't know that. I think it's more about, like I said before, I think it really is about embracing that, because you function at this higher arousal level throughout the day, maybe, rocket science here, maybe that's why you need more sleep at night.
Oh, man. That's not what I want to hear.
I know.
That means I can't get down to 7 hours with food and everything else.
Well, it just might, it might tip the balance the wrong way. If you're cutting your sleep and you're so physiologically active throughout the day.
Yeah.
You're then burning the candle at both ends.
Well, more mentally active again. I mean, I'm standing up and bouncing, but it's not a physically
Yeah.
active job.
Physiologically, I said.
Oh,
not physically.
okay.
Physiologically.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So using my mind too much. I need to. I wonder if I was.
It's not about using your mind too much. No, it's not about using your mind too much.
Okay.
It's like it's a car analogy. You know, your car's natural idle. Think about the noise that a car makes when it's idling. You know, it's going to sound really different if it's a 1967 Mustang.
Okay, but if it's not me using my mind, what is it? I'm not physically
it's your brain.
active.
Is it your mind? Is it your brain? Or is it your head?
Are you going back to your 80s acid trips or whatever? Can we?
No, there was no drugs involved.
Are you taking me to a former life with crystals right now, Tess? What where am I I'm super active with my brain, right?
So thinking about the car analogy. Okay. There's a difference between having your foot on the accelerator,
right,
and the car's not moving.
Okay.
And your foot off the accelerator and the car's on, but your foot's not on the accelerator.
Okay.
When you're actively using your mind, that's you with your foot on the accelerator. Your resting idle is what level of hum is going on when you haven't even got your foot on the accelerator.
Got it.
So you're awake. So just that resting state it's a noisier hum for you.
But I need more sleep because, at least the theory,
because that still takes up energy.
Because the resting place is high, but I'm also putting on the gas, right?
Yeah, you're doing both. So your resting state is higher, which already takes up more energy than the average person.
Okay.
And then you also have your foot down flat on the pedal whenever you're awake, hardcore.
Okay, so
burning rubber around every single corner.
So if we play this out in theory, the more I push on my gas, and then the more sleep I would need too.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So then it should work the other way. That if I had a really slow, like lazy day, I wouldn't need to sleep as much.
Not necessarily, because you still got that higher idle.
Yeah, higher, but I'm not pushing the gas.
Yeah. For yourself, compared to your own.
Compared to myself, which is all I care about. Okay.
Yeah, but you would have days like that. You'll have days where you naturally, you'll have days if you're already testing that. You're waking up naturally. You're not using an alarm.
Right.
So you'll have days when you wake up naturally earlier than other days.
Okay. And then analyze what happened the day before. Saturdays we end up Nina. We wake up. Oh, she has her headphones on. Saturdays I end up waking up super early.
What do you do Fridays? You go out for dinner, don't you?
Friday is my CEO day, though. Friday is like intense thinking day. That doesn't make sense. Maybe I'm just too excited.
You go to bed earlier?
No, usually later. Like we might stay up past bedtime, and then I wake up early. Then
past bedtime. You're so 13.
Past bedtime. Yeah. So normally be in bed 10:30, 11. Friday night, like tonight, I might be up till midnight, 1, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I would wake up. Like I might wake up at 6:30 tomorrow.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm just excited for the Saturday ahead. Like day ahead with Nina.
May will be. Yeah. What time's the sun coming up now in Toronto?
I don't know.
Have you still got snow? Oh, I don't know.
Well, it's like I have to look that up. Toronto sunrise.
Jeez.
No, you know
what time
hours ago. I don't remember that.
You know what time you're getting up, don't you? What time are you getting up?
I mean, you can look at my Instagram. I tag it. I put the timestamp in there. But it's after the sun comes up. That's all.
Right. Okay. Let's research that then, shall we?
7:30 a.m. is Toronto. Sun comes up.
Toronto.
I got up today.
Okay.
I get up today at 8:15, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, the 8:45 days kill me. 8:45 days destroy me. Like 8:45? Are you kidding me? I slept till 8:45. Not a happy camper, and I sleep with a stupid sleep mask on too, right? So.
Yeah, right.
I don't really know until I lift it up to see what's happening.
Oh yeah, eyeball sleep mask, not a machine.
What's the machine?
It's not that exciting, Evan.
A sleep
you don't need one.
Machine? What does it do?
Yeah, it's a CPAP machine. If you had sleep apnea, They would have if you had proper sleep apnea, they would have prescribed you.
Yeah. But that's a mask on your. That's a.
It's
not. It doesn't keep the light.
It's actually
up.
no. It's more like it looks a bit like Luke Skywalker's mask when he's in the tank in Empire Strikes Back.
Okay, but that's not. It doesn't cover your eyes at all. That just gives you oxygen. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to sleep in absolute darkness, right? So you either cover up all of the lights.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So my son needs a sleep mask to sleep.
Yeah.
He fidgets a lot, and he on all other levels, you know, he's an interesting, engaging, mind really active kid. So you know, he's big thing at night. Now he's got some sensory elements that go along with having dyspraxia. And so when he was really little, it was a fear thing. So fear of the dark, because he would perceive things in the dark and it would cause anxiety for him. So he came up with the idea himself years ago, and he's only nearly 11, right? So years ago, he came up with the idea himself to have a sleep mask. And because he knows that he can't see anything if he does open his eyes, he knows it's going to be pitch black because he's got the mask on. The anxiety element went away. Huh? So having a sleep mask, do you need, he's never gotten to the ear things. He doesn't need, but my sister-in-law has sleep mask and ear things. So she also needs the ear things, the earplugs, to be able to switch off completely to go to sleep. Different people need different things.
Yeah, I've tried it. I haven't felt a noticeable difference either way with the earplugs.
I don't like them.
Whatever, you get used to them. I don't like them. I mean, I don't like a sleep mask, but you get used to it. You can get used to you do it for. I don't like sleeping with a neck collar around my neck, but you get used to it, right? I mean,
yeah, right.
If you did it for 20 days,
you win.
It just becomes normal. Yeah. I don't mind not liking it. It just doesn't work.
Yeah. Okay. So, you know, I think with the fact that you're waking naturally at the moment, and you're waking when you're waking, and you're okay with that, as much as you don't like it when you feel like you've slept in, right. I think it's a wise thing to be doing, because you operate at such a high idle, you operate at such a high physiological level.
Idle?
Yeah, like a car. It's the car analogy.
Oh, idle, LLE. Okay, got it. Yeah. Yes, I'm with you.
Yeah. You know,
How can I test if I operated on a high idle? Is that the biomechanic thing? Is that my
biofeedback thing? No. It's more neurological. It's a neuroelectrical thing.
So how would I know? Like, is there
brain is mostly electrical. Yeah,
so I have to hook up something to my brain.
Yeah.
Really? Like, can we?
Look how excited you are!
Yeah, of course I'm excited. This is great. This is actionable. I could go and hook something up to my brain, and they'll tell me what my idle rate is.
No, it's not quite that simple. Yeah, but you could talk to, a God, who would help you with this? I don't even know who you would go to.
Somebody who represents
like who has an EEG. It would be my former research supervisor would have happily hooked you up to something and measured your electrical activity in your brain and compared it against the average person.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
Yeah, right.
If that's the reason why I need to sleep more, I'm very happy with that.
Can't you just because Tess said so.
Be what?
Just apply the because Tess said so philosophy.
Oh, just because? No, I like to know that this is a thing. This is why. Facts.
Yeah. Well, I'm a bit stumped in terms of where you should go to get your brain waves measured. There are probably clinics somewhere in Canada, in Toronto. I don't know. I don't know where you would go as a private individual. EEG.
EEG?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
And I want to.
If you really wanted to go hardcore and spend a stupid amount of money for no real reason.
Well, you're setting us up beautifully.
You could go get an MRI.
I had two MRIs.
Functional MRI. What was the MRI for?
When I broke my neck, I had 2 MRIs in the US.
On what?
I don't know, on my neck, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that's not going to help you.
Or you do
You missed
MRIs on different
question.
parts. See, I don't know anything about science. Okay. I need an ER. Well, okay, hold on. Option one is EEG to measure my.
Oh no, not an EEG. No, not an EEG.
What do you mean? You said EEG.
Yeah, I know I did.
Okay. You're gonna get it to me. You're gonna tell me what it is later.
Well,
I'll put EEG, but in brackets, not really. Okay, great.
Yeah, I'm just having I'm having a brain.
That's okay.
fart.
Well, you can get it to me. You'll figure it out. Like it'll come.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
But
the researcher I used to work with was doing ERP, and I can't even remember now what it stood for because I just excised that of my brain and left it over there till it rotted.
And I want them to. So we'll figure out the name of this machine.
Or a functional MRI, which is an fMRI, F for Fred MRI.
That's the more advanced option, right?
Yeah.
fMRI.
So an fMRI is looking at what your brain's doing while you're doing stuff.
Oh. So you don't go in the machine. I went in the machine.
You want to go in the machine?
No, I went in the machine, but you can't go in the machine and do stuff, right? Like it can't be working.
I don't know. I've never seen a functional MRI, so I don't know what it looks like. I just know that that's what it is.
I have the Muse. You know the Muse thing? The Muse device that goes over your head? And
Yeah.
Can that teach me anything?
I don't know. I know they exist. I've never looked into those.
Well, that's another calm thing where it's like you
I have heard people rave about them, but I don't know.
Your mind of thoughts, and if a thought comes, thunderstorms will appear, and if there's nothing, your mind is quiet. It's rainbows and like birds chirping and stuff. Okay, but I want to measure my idle brain state. What am I?
Resting physiological state.
That they're gonna. I don't want to sound like a total idiot going to them.
You're gonna anyway. You better suck that up because you're gonna sound like an idiot.
At least to know
you're gonna sound like an idiot anyway because he does this. No, you're not. Because I'm not telling you to do this.
My resting physical what? Brain state?
Nobody does this, Evan. Nobody does this.
What do you mean? Nobody does.
Do not.
How are we going to measure to the average if nobody does this?
Because it's the sort of thing that would be done as part of a research project. It's the sort of stuff that's not really real world utility, because it's only telling you about you against a bunch of numbers. It's not telling you really how that relates into your day-to-day activity. Because we already know that you're meta-human.
No, but I have a deficiency in acromantia. A slight deficiency in acromantia. I don't know if you know what that is. I don't remember even what that is. But I have a deficiency, which is in your gut. It's part of your gut. I did the gut test, and acromantia is one of the gut bacteria. And I'm like off the charts for all the other bacteria, but acromantia, I have a limitation. So I've been tracking down people. They did a study of injecting acromantia into people who were low in it, and seeing like the results of the change in their body by giving it to them. And I've been in touch with the researchers, like, hey, how do I can we get pills? Like, sign me up. How do I get how did you even find my study?
That's right.
If somebody is doing, but that's what we're gonna do. Like, I want to be on the next study. As soon as there's a pill for commercial, like public consumption, I want to be on it and trying it, because I know that this thing is, it could benefit me, or at least in theory it can. So if there's somebody doing research who's saying, I measure brain waves and can compare it against a norm.
Lots and lots of people do it. Lots and lots of people do
Hook
it.
Me up to the next study. I want in.
Yeah. But it's
Listen, scientists love this because nobody from the public cares about their research. 0 people care about their research. So when somebody actually reaches out and says, I love your research, I'm just an ordinary entrepreneur and I love your research, can I be a part of the next thing?
But you see, research, they might not be able to tell you anything, because if you're a participant in a research study, you might be a control sample, in which case they're not actually doing the thing. You might not be one of the people that they're doing the thing to.
But if I tell them this story about this legendary Australian psychologist who told me that I probably have...
He just spun you a total line
that I need to test.
Should have known when to keep her mouth shut.
Well, either way, like, is she right? Or
I should have stopped talking at chasm.
Right.
That's where I should have stopped talking. Was it chasm?
That was like the second word on this conversation.
Oh my gosh.
They would do that.
You know, well, maybe if they've got nothing better to do, but they're actually pretty busy people. Well, yeah.
Yeah. When I get on something, okay, I
want
to measure my resting physical. What?
Physiological.
Oh, physiological. See,
not physical.
Physiological.
What? Arousal.
Arousal? I'm gonna say, can you measure my resting physiological arousal? And they're gonna know what that means.
Your brain. Yeah, resting physiological arousal from a brain perspective. Yeah. From a brain perspective, we're not talking about any other part of your body.
No, but this sounds super sketch. I feel like there's a definition for this that we're not hitting here. Okay, what's fine?
Yeah.
And,
I think
and compare it.
You could call it neurological
to the mean
arousal, if that makes it easier for you to say.
I don't care what's easy for me to say. I care what they can understand.
Yeah.
They understand that?
Yeah.
Measure my resting physiological arousal.
I actually think, it's one of these observable things. Like if you were to go and talk to an occupational therapist who observes this kind of stuff all the time, the fidget, all that sort of stuff, they're going to be able to say pretty quickly, this is what I reckon.
Really?
It's one of those observable things. Yeah, this is what I mean. Going and getting your brainwaves tested. Yes, you can do that.
But it's electric.
But it's but
would that tell me
it's
something?
A little bit. Not really.
Like if I'm working, so if my brainwaves are firing on something, so if I'm working on like active stuff versus talking to you, and I'm seeing like different brainwaves, and I got to fidget, what do I do with that?
Go with that. If you're feeling like you need to expend some energy, then expend the energy. Like if you need to go for a run, or if you need to fidget, or if you need to jump on your trampoline, do the thing. If that's what you're drawn to do. If you're feeling like you need to dispel some energy, do it. It's that simple. It's just embracing that that's who you are, and that it's not a sign of something wrong with you. It's not a sign of you not concentrating. It's a sign of what you need to do in order to concentrate.
I feel like this is a wearable. There's an entrepreneur friend of mine in California who's making a wearable underwear that measures. This sounds hilarious, but this guy's a like multimillionaire. He's wearable. It's a wearable device that you put on in your underwear, and it measures all sorts of stuff about you. And his first market, what? You bet it does. Yeah. Listen, this is serious scientific research here, and his first market is addiction. So he's trying to figure out what are the physiological indicators that a craving is going to come for whatever, cocaine or whatever, right? And to try to catch the signs as they're building up before the craving hits, and then you go and do the thing.
Yeah.
By wearing his underwear, right? I'm all about that stuff. I feel like there should be underwear that teaches me how to be a better human. For now, Tess is my underwear. And she's going to tell me how to be a better human. But I need it like 24/7.
I don't know if I'm going to get past that. I don't know that I can get past that. Chasm is where we should have stopped.
There's your testimonial. You've got it. You got it down. You can put that on your social media.
My underwear.
New bio.
On my website.
I am Evan Carmichael's underwear.
Hashtag Tess is my underwear. Oh my God, Father. What?
But to be able to catch
even
things,
the dog's upset. Come on, Miles. It's okay. I'm not really his underwear.
The dog is very happy. The dog just wants extra love.
Well, you
to be able to catch things. Oh, that's a cute dog. To catch things before they happen or as they're about to happen, and then give you.
Yeah, but you can teach people to do that.
Well, great. So how do we use this?
Do they need underwear? To do that?
Well, it's another way. Like maybe some people don't learn as quickly. I don't know. I mean, whatever. Forget the underwear.
They would learn if there was an electrical charge in the underwear. You're getting the urge to use the substance, and the underwear zaps you. That's going to teach you pretty quick.
Well, I don't know.
Is that like the ultimate outcome?
Like what are coping? Like maybe it becomes like if you know that this happens, like if stress causes you to want to, you're an alcoholic and stress causes you to want to drink. If it feels your stress rising, maybe your sponsor gets a notification on their phone and gives you a call, right?
Yeah. Or I don't know.
Like
I'm not touching the underwear.
The Flash has all of his biometrics built into his suit, and when he's in danger, his whole team knows about it. The Flash is spiking. His vitals are spiking. Where is he? Right, and they can go.
He doesn't wear underwear though.
I don't know. I don't know, but I don't know how you know about that. But we'll leave that for another.
I think he said somewhere. I think he said so somewhere.
So how do we use that?
He told me.
if you could train yourself, how do we use my knowledge of, resting rates and fidgeting while I'm doing knowledge work to train me?
It's not so much about changing anything. It's an awareness factor. So if you understand that this is how your brain operates, this is not a sign, because you were raising it to me as a sign of you not concentrating, and you felt frustrated that you weren't concentrating because you were fidgeting. And you probably got given that message as a kid a lot from teachers and whatnot. Stop fidgeting and concentrate. But in actual fact, fidgeting for you has been a sign that you are trying harder to concentrate, that you are working harder. That's how your brain functions. This is my hypothesis, right? This is how your brain functions. And for you, fidgeting is a sign that you are ramping up the focus. You're actually ramping up the focus. So accepting that's it. Just keep doing what you're doing, and stop judging it as a sign of weakness or a failing or a
I was excited. Like, this is going to be a hack. I wasn't like, oh my God, I suck for doing this. Like, wait,
you and your hacks.
Yeah. The hacks I'm all about the hacks. That's it. The hacks are where it's at.
There's no hack.
That's all you do is give people hacks.
The hack is acceptance. I do not.
Really? Acceptance is a hack. I think acceptance is a hack.
Well, that's what I just said.
Oh, okay.
That is the hack. Yeah.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right. Well,
great.
So what's my homework? Where are we going with all this?
No special underwear required. So where we're going with that, I think it's simply, allowing yourself to do the waking up when you're waking up thing, continuing with that, because it seems to be, okay, it's allowed you to be a little less tired in the morning, which is a good start to your day, better start to your day. Okay. And then stop criticizing yourself if you are about the fidgets. It's actually just part of who you are, and that's okay. Just embrace that.
Yeah. I'm not criticizing myself. Yeah. So just keep doing what I'm doing. Just keep sleep. That's my homework. Just keep sleeping.
Keep on trucking.
Keep on sleeping without an alarm clock. That's my homework. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah. What's in the middle of winter in Toronto? Like, how long does it take? Like, in the deepest parts of winter, when does the sun come up? Like, super late, or you don't know?
I have no idea.
You've never bothered to focus on that before.
No.
Okay. We will see what comes then.
Yeah, I guess it's later and later, right? It keeps going.
Yeah, that's how it works.
So I have to keep waking up later.
Yeah.
That's been my thing. It's like if the sun's not up, I stay in bed. So I might have to change that as it gets later and later and later.
Well, how late is it going to be? It's not going to be that late.
I don't know. What's the shortest day of the year? I think it's December.
I don't know. Google that.
Okay.
Toronto.
Shortest day of the year, Toronto. Shortest day of the year, Toronto is December 21st.
Oh, we're nearly there then.
Huh?
Sunrise is the shortest day.
Sunrise, December 21st, 7:48. Okay, that's not that bad. I'm.
Yeah, you can live with that.
7:48.
Stop complaining. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Complaining leads to happiness.
Depending on how long you sit in it.
Yeah, exactly. You got to do something.
Yeah.
Complaining with action leads to happiness. This happiness comes from growth, not just staying where you are.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I'll do it.
All right.
Thank you for the love, Dr. Tess.
Yeah,
Happy
I think
Saturday.
The title today needs no special underwear required.
Wow. Well, we covered a big chasm today of topics.
Yes, we leapt across the chasm.
And ended up in underwear. Wow. Okay.
Underwear. Oh, that's
awesome.
Pretty special. Yeah.
Appreciate the love. Yeah. Have a great weekend.
Always.
We'll
you
talk
too.
Soon. Thanks, Tess.
Love to Nina.
Love to Nina. Nina, love from Tess. She says bye.
Bye.
If you want to know why your comfort zone is destroying your life, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.